Osho, Ost, Doda'a, Michael McDaniel, Jalagi, Juniawe, Iwenikawewe. Hello everyone, my name is Michael McDaniel. I'm from the Cherokee Nation of Oklahoma, and I just introduced myself to you in my tribal language. I want to welcome you all to American Indian Studies 105W, a study in American Indian literatures. And it's really a course that's focused on writing. And so not only will we be reading about the stories and lives of Native people in both fiction, autobiography, memoir, creative nonfiction, but we'll also have some opportunities to share about ourselves and about our own lives and the ways that story and storytelling affect us. For instance, I grew up in Dallas, Texas, a little town called DeSoto, Texas, which is in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. I grew up a couple hundred miles or so away from my tribal homelands, which are now presently in northeastern Oklahoma. And my father went to aircraft mechanics school as part of a federal program. In the 1950s, he went to aircraft mechanics school in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and then migrated down to Dallas, Texas, and then got a job in the airline industry. And then a couple of years later, I was born, and so that's where I grew up. And so I grew up with that distance across, that's some 200 or so miles between my homelands and where I grew up. It was stories and storytelling that connected me to my family in Oklahoma through the stories that my father shared and through the stories that his father, my grandfather, shared. And so that's the way that I connect in many ways to my homelands. And I go back every year. We have something called Cherokee Nation Days, which happens in September. And we go back and we gather as a people and we tell stories about ourselves. The long stories from time immemorial, but also those more recent stories and catching up. So think about, as we go through this semester, think about all those ways that stories provide a sense of belonging, a sense of sustainability, because it's stories that sustain us as individuals and stories that sustain us as peoples. It's the way that we as human beings connect with the world is through story. So once again, welcome to the course, and I look forward to working with all of you throughout the semester. And no matter how afraid you may be of writing at this moment, know that you will succeed in this course. If you show up and do the work, you're going to succeed in this course. Those are the two things you need to do. Show up and do the work, and we'll create this wonderful story over the course of the semester. Thank you again. Wado.